And today we have ourselves another new deck profiler. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. My name is Al. This is starter deck baby. We're gonna power through this and hopefully be useful.
Yeah, because it's like midnight right now, so we tired.
Leader, you know what this deck is about. This is aggro. Swing, taking life, helps you self-awaken. You do awaken at 2, although you draw 2 and, recharge 2 energy. Once you are on the awakened side, you got dual attack, so you get to draw on one of those, but you can put a lot of pressure. Ideally, you want to be at 3 life, go down to 2, so you're going to swing once on the unawakened side, flip, and then you have 2 more attacks, and depending on what you have, you can do a lot of pressure. We're going to get right into this. So the core engine of the deck, at least the way that I play it, Miyu and this baby. You can play this even if you are turn 2, turn 1, multicolor, it's rested. You can play this without paying the cost. Once you do, search this from the deck. This gets played, then you draw 3 and pitch 2. If it's turn 2, and you happen to have some spiciness in the hand that you can play Arrival with, swing, combo, pay the Arrival cost, and you're going to have a nice, beefy unit on board.
Question. How many copies of what you play?
4 and 4. I don't know where the hell the other 2 went, but
yeah, I'm like, usually people pay 4.
Definitely, yeah, here they are. So it's 4
perfect.
and 4. Definitely the core of the deck. We're going to just hit the extra cards because I don't play that many 1-drops. 2 Flaming Death Ball. I'm not too sure about even 1. There are some other things I want to try, but I don't think the cards are available yet. And then, of course, 2 Time Magic. And just to clarify on Flaming Death Ball, so it's active battle. Your leader's going to get +1, and then you get to choose to neg one of your opponent's battle cards by 10,000 or boost one of your battle cards by 10,000 for the rest of the turn. So you can't use Revenge Death Ball in this deck, unfortunately.
I know.
Which is a really great card, but this is pretty close, and you don't want to take life from attacks.
Right.
You want to be the one, using effects to self-awaken, paying costs for effects, etc. But you really don't want to be taking it from damage inflicted by your opponent's attacks. 2 Time Magic, 2 Flying Nimbus. I
think like the Time Magic and Flying Nimbus are very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Just like negate.
I've seen people play 4 of each. It's really depending on how risk adverse you are. I live dangerously, so I play 2 and 2. And next we're on to the 2-drops. We're going in cost order here.
Okay.
So super combo, Shu. I like dogs, so Shu's going to be the one.
Got your shoe closet?
Yep. His effect, well, the super combo basically at 4 life. You're going to be paying life so fast with this deck that it's going to go live pretty easily. Weiss, I don't know how to say her name, whatever.
Wiz.
But this is pretty self-explanatory. You need as much multicolor energy as possible, and this is yellow-red because this is a red-yellow, yellow-red deck. So that's that.
Nice.
And then 2 Battle to the Death.
Why not more?
You don't need more. To be perfectly honest, a lot of the time you might just charge this. I do. This is super costly depending on how or when you use this. You can choose. So basically, you pay 2. This ignores barrier, and you get to neg an opponent's unit by 25,000, which is amazing. You also get to choose up to 3 cards in life and add to hand. So if you really need to awaken, or you've been in a stall deck or against a deck that's really slow for some reason, Bulma, right? You want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to get rid of threats that have barrier and are really beefy with the power.
Would you ever cut the card?
The only way I would cut this is if in set 9 there were, like hit is yellow-blue, have a multicolor, it goes down to 0. If we get anything like that or red-yellow super combos, I might consider it. But for now, this is what it is.
All right.
On to the 3-drops. And this is pretty much where we're getting into defensive. 1 Dark Temptation, Toa. You're swinging 2 to 3 times with this leader, so a +5 helps. I was playing this at 2, but I wanted to make space for something else, which you'll see later. Once you don't really need the drop, so you overall. 3, it's free. You still have energy open. You're going to make your opponent pitch a card from hand. It's just a nice way to put pressure. 2 Champa, counterplay, multicolor, drops to 2. Ignore barrier, rest one of your opponent's cards. It's just a nice way to handle threats. And then, of course, you get to draw 1. You really don't want to be taking damage. It's just, this deck is kind of a glass cannon, unfortunately. And then 2 Mach Speed Goku for the same reason. You do nag with this deck. I don't play some of the other variants where you use Malicious Majesty and stuff like that. So I might cut these out. Honestly, I'm working on another build where I don't use these at all. But for right now, again, it's just extra defense. Pan, because you are going to awaken and you don't want to be in a vulnerable position. So she's a blocker, and if you happen to have a spicy yellow unit, you can use her effect, Heartfelt Plea, Beerus if you really have to. The 7-drop baby, yellow-red baby if necessary. So she's there to defend, but also facilitate victory when necessary.
Question, why
yes.
2?
You don't need more than that. Do
you see it when you have to?
Absolutely. You draw a lot. Remember, you get to draw. You don't draw on the unawakened side of the leader, but you do get to draw on the awakened side. You are burning through resources very quickly with this deck. I used to play 3. I have 4. 3 was too many. I've never felt like 2 is not enough.
Cool.
2 Topo, because again,
only 2. Now that's shocking.
2.
Yeah.
You don't. Again, like, really playing this deck, you go through resources pretty quickly, and I don't feel like I need more than 2. I don't always win, but that's life, right? With that said, I have enough things to offset the cost. I want to pay 2 energy as little as possible, and this just exerts just enough pressure. I have enough where my strategy is not to defend by trying to guard. I defend by punching you in the face. You know what I mean?
And then keeping in mind that the deck's energy is very precious. And
yeah.
Early on, couple turns. Like, the deck is designed to win by turn 3 if possible. They want to win by turn 3, so you don't really want to waste your energy on certain things early on.
You want to be as conservative as possible and use these only when necessary. So you don't want to have... You should not have to have 3. I'll put it, or more. Onto the 4 drops. Thinking about 4, but right now it is 3.
That card is very spicy.
I don't bother with any of the brainwash garbage. Really, I want to make sure I have 1 in hand. That's why I'm considering to go to 4. Because you're gonna, if you have a Miyu in hand and you have a multicolor, even if it goes in exhausted, you're gonna have this. Turn 2. You really want to go first. I'm sorry, not first. You want to go second so that you can attack as soon as possible.
Right.
You have these 2 out. You swing. You combo. If you're not going to be able to do that on turn 2, but by turn 4 or turn 3, you can pay the energy. You put this out. It's got barrier, so it's got a good chance of surviving. You're not going to attack with this because it's not very impressive, but you use it to go into this baby, which
Money
is from a couple sets back, I guess, a promo. Basically, you EX Evolve for free. You get to neg for 5, and then you draw 1. It's a double striker, so again, pressure. Just punch in the face. And then the other thing about it is that you get to pay the 1 to EX Evolve for the 6-drop baby, which we will get to shortly. 2 Beerus No Hold Barred. This card it's to help put pressure. Pay 2 for the arrival skill.
Do you use that a lot? Have you used it a lot in play?
Absolutely. I use this for a couple different reasons, but mostly as a target for Heartfelt Plea. You don't need more than 2. It's too cloggy. Once this color gets a one card arrival facilitator, then we can do that. And consequently, so 2 Heartfelt Plea. Again, this I don't want to drag the game out, but I am not worried about going to turn 6. Once you awaken, if this is not in your hand, or if you don't have a target for Heartfelt Plea, so it's got an offering. So you either draw 2 or pop your opponent for 1, but you need a target with 25,000 power or more in order to actually summon this on arrival. If you don't have it or you're forced to awaken defensively, this is a dead card. So more than 3 is not really good. I know people play 4. You're wild. I don't think it's. I don't
Yo,
think it's
why?
They're playing for the GT engine. And
Fair
GT
enough.
Version, you know, it depends.
Like that would make sense, but at the same time, you're only really activating its skill once in the game.
Hopefully.
You know, like you're gonna have to, and that's also a hopefully, as long as you're not fighting something that puts too much pressure and forces you to awaken too early.
Right, and
Continue?
the synergy here being specifically, ideally, this is the play. You swing once, somehow they get over this, even with the offering, so you have either the hand advantage or you burn them, and then you use her last effect, stand them back up, hit them again.
Right.
Now, I know that some people play the triple flash or whatever else. I'm not doing that, so if it works for you, by all means. However, 2 of the 6-drop baby, you're not gonna. You would never use that first effect. You want to go into baby with this card's
The 5
effect.
drop, right?
Right. Basically, it's a triple striker, 30,000. You're gonna hit hard, and when it attacks or your opponent plays a card, you're gonna neg them for 20 and draw. So it's a good way to put pressure on your opponent. They're either gonna have to consciously waste a card or are not going to play, because if you get this out, it might be at a point in the game where they really don't have the lower cost cards to just waste. 2 of this dude, a lot of the time, so he's really good because if for whatever reason you can't go into here, you do have targets with the 5-drop, and if you do need that additional pressure, you can go into him from the 6-drop. So you pay 1 red, 1 yellow, you evolve. It's got the offering, so you either draw 2 or they get hit for 1, and he's a double striker. You can also neg your opponent with this, actually. So you can minus the power of their leader. I never really use that. Like, if I ever go into this, it's to force you to make me draw or because I just want to be a dick.
So what do you see more in play, the Beerus or the 7-drop?
The Beerus, to be perfectly honest. But this is a good card. You do need yellow-red targets to charge.
Yeah,
And
true.
if, for whatever reason, you need to put that extra pressure, you need that hand advantage, it's better to have it than not to. And then
Absolutely.
the last 2
All right, let's see
one-offs.
Oh.
Because I don't have the Janemba baby, and honestly, I don't want to pay. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to pay 5. I think that's a waste. I don't think is that good of an SER. The game shouldn't be lasting that long anyway. If I get to 5 energy, either my opponent is really good or I'm playing like garbage. So
maybe out of 10 games or 10, like depending on the situations, like
Yeah,
if you do play the Janemba baby, majority of the time it will go off because their life is like low already. Because you have so many cards that apply pressure, triple strikers, double strikers, etc., etc. It's an aggressive deck. By the time you even get to like say turn 4 or 5, like they're gonna have little to no life.
yeah, but again, like I kind of like toolbox.
Player preference, you know.
I like toolbox play styles, and this gives me options. And then the last one is Fu the Dark Banisher.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't really need your drop area. Once at least I don't. I'm not playing brainwash cards. It's triple attack. Every time they go to use a skill, they're going to have to warp. And you would definitely use this mid to late game. And this is just an obscene amount of pressure. I mean, you attack twice with your awakened leader. If you have any of the 5 to 6 or 7 drop cards, you're gonna be either double or triple strike. So having Fu putting extra pressure is just a nice touch.
Nice.
And that's the deck.
All right, man. Yo, thank you. That was actually pretty sick. Love it. Love the secret rare. I think it's pretty nutty how it's like you'll blow up the field, right?
Oh yeah,
And
I would
then
rather like
So you would always, like 9 out of 10 times, or probably 10 out of 10, you would always use this on your opponent's turn, right?
absolutely. I would
Right.
never use it on my turn.
Of course.
Unless I can't even think
The
of.
mirror match.
I've never had that happen to me.
But that probably be the only scenario where you have to use it on your own turn.
Yeah.
The mirror match is deadly. It's hard.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
It's like it's a hard mirror match.
So what I love about this is like you'll play this on their turn, end of their turn, blow it up, right?
Right.
Let's say you're on, I don't know what, turn 4. Maybe like it's a really early game. You're probably gonna have 7 cards in the drop,
For sure.
if not very close. So you could just swing, get to the 7.
Pay 1 or 2, yeah.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. You already played this the last turn, so turn 3. Kind of difficult. So let's say this is turn 5 for just 3 energy. Just boom, boom, boom. You blow up the field, and then you just bring that guy out for 3 energy. It's nuts.
Yeah, well, I don't. necessarily do that because I don't play the brainwashed guys. So I think you might be thinking of a different. I think you might be thinking of a different.
No, you EX Evolve for free on top of this, right? And then pay 1.
Right, but you've got to get the 4-drop out. So the way that I
Yeah,
use
Arrival.
the 4-drop. Right. So that if you blow up the field, bring him out if you got him. Go into this, swing again. Boom, boom, boom. Obscene pressure, and then that's triple strike, and you're gonna hit twice with this.
Look at that.
So that's the potential to hit. Make them lose 5 cards, and that's.
That's it, man.
I just want to punch in the face. That's all it is.
Yo, so that's the name of this deck, man. Punch you in the face, baby.
Yeah.
And don't punch a baby in the face? Is that what you...
No, well, maybe. But ideally, I will be honest, there are other cards I would like to add to this deck instead, but I don't have them right now.
Cool. So, that was Al, right?
Yes, sir.
And as always, we will see you guys next time.
Latest.